Wow. So Bernard Hopkins backs Manny Pacquiao as the next fighter that will fight on into his 50s and potentially break his own records in the sport of boxing for being the oldest champion or the oldest boxer to ever win a championship at 54, 55. He broke his own records. That's how legendary Bernard Hopkins was. But he believes Manny Pacquiao at some point will be able to do the same. It's E King Fight News. Got more on this. All right, so clearly Bernard Hopkins was impressed by what kind of performance Manny Pacquiao put together against Keith Thurman. We all saw what happened. Keith Thurman got beat down in that fight. Keith Thurman got knocked down several times in that fight. And Manny Pacquiao showed his class. I mean, if you're Keith Thurman, you gotta dominate the old buddy. You gotta dominate the old legend. You can't let him knock you back like that. You can't let him take your will like that. And Keith Thurman, he underestimated Manny Pacquiao. In my opinion, he underestimated him. He got T-Rex arms, all that extra shit. No, man, dude's a legend. Dude's a legend. You never take him lightly. And at the end of the day, Hopkins very impressed on what he saw. But what's real funny about this one is, oddly enough, when Manny Pacquiao was on the come up, when Manny Pacquiao was moving up weight class after weight class and being set up as the guy to beat Floyd Mayweather, one of his key critics was this guy. It was Bernard Hopkins. It was Bernard Hopkins saying, you put Manny Pacquiao in there against a slick African-American style. These are his words. These are his words. Because I was there. So you put him in there against a slick African-American style, Manny Pacquiao not going to look the same. He just ain't going to look the same. And that was his proponent. That was his reasoning behind backing Floyd Mayweather in a Manny Pacquiao fight, oddly enough. Both of these guys, I mean, you know what? Promoters, politics, all of that milked that situation to death. And we got that fight many years too late. Oddly enough, Bernard Hopkins might have a different opinion now. Oddly enough, Bernard Hopkins might have a different opinion right now if it came to Manny Pacquiao and Floyd Mayweather. Because even I have to admit, Floyd needs a tune-up if he even wants to come back and fight Manny Pacquiao for real. No exhibitions. I'm talking about for real. Floyd ain't ready. Floyd ain't ready for this guy who's taking out welterweights that are legit champions. Keith Thurman was a champion. He was a champion, right? He was actually unified champion at some point until he took a hiatus from the sport. But time off does a whole lot, doesn't it? And Manny Pacquiao is finally getting the respect for taking on some of these young guys. Maybe the respect he deserved all along. And you know what, Manny Pacquiao always been somebody that had been, adored by the media. Everybody loves Manny Pacquiao, right? But there were critics. There were guys, even going into the Thurman fight, because of the Nevada testing, right? There was no drug testing for that fight. Ain't nobody talking about it now, but it's a fact. There was no drug testing for that fight up until it was reported. Then they switched it up. Like, oh, you know what? Well, there's going to be valid testing. There's going to be some valid testing. Okay. But Manny Pacquiao's done VADA in the past, according to reports. I mean, he did VADA testing for the Marquez. It was the Marquez fight. It was no, there was no drug testing for that Marquez fight. Where he got knocked out by Juan Manuel Marquez, there wasn't really any like VADA testing, and then after that, Manny Pacquiao demanded VADA testing for, I believe, the Brandon Rios fight, and basically any fights thereafter. He was doing VADA. He was doing VADA because he had a feeling Marquez was on something, and sure as shit, he looked like he was on something. And even then, I did videos on it. Marquez looking all beefed up, and we all saw the outcome. We all saw the outcome, man. Oh my goodness, this game is fucking dirty. But Pacquiao's proving he's one of the best in the world, man. At some point, you got to give the dude credit. I mean, his resume is legendary. Resume is legendary. Can he beat some of the top welterweights? Terrence Crawford probably has his number, but he's putting the beating down on these PBC boys. I'll tell you that much. He's going to be putting a beating down on these PBC cats. The one that could really beat him, the one that has the best chance, is probably Errol Spence, because he's a big motherfucker. Errol Spence, man. Errol Spence is a big motherfucker, and he can fight, So that's the one guy. That's the one guy that gives Pacquiao a run for his money. If I really think about it, I think Sean Porter would also give Pacquiao some problems, but I don't believe Sean Porter can keep up with Manny Pacquiao. And maybe that's me. We're gonna see how it looks out against Errol Spence. But Pacquiao might be just too fast for him. Sean Porter likes to take his time, likes to counter, and he's turning into a solid counterpuncher, which could help him if he were to fight Manny Pacquiao. You know what, Sean Porter, I think he does provide some challenges for a guy like a Manny Pacquiao. He would. Because he's a much bigger guy. He's stockier. Pacquiao would have to fight Porter from the outside. That's what you have to do. And the thing is, he can do it. He can do it. I've seen him box off the back foot beautifully. Just on, I don't want to say he's underrated, but, now he's getting, Pacquiao at this stage is now getting the respect even from his harshest critics. That's what it's really about. Bernard Hopkins, one of his harshest critics, now giving Pacquiao the respect he deserves. And let's talk about it, because I got the full quote right here. All right, so this is what Bernard Hopkins had to say. Salute the boxing scene. Hopkins, Pacquiao probably breaks my record into his 50s. Former unified middleweight, light heavyweight champion Bernard Hopkins believes Manny Pacquiao, 40 years old, could continue fighting for another 10 years or more. This is what he had to say, right? And, the marvel that is Manny Pacquiao. I don't know if you know what? This is where I have to kind of disagree. I don't know if Manny Pacquiao has that kind of longevity to go into his 50s. The dude's 40-something right now. And I say that because the welterweight division is so vicious. It's so hard to be on top of that lion's den for so long. Manny Pacquiao would need to either, do what Floyd did, maybe take some time off and come back. Because it's getting too hot right now, man. And he's on the side where all the killers are at, except for Terrence Crawford. Right? That's what I would say on that. I don't know if Pacquiao has the longevity to do that, unless he really, did an insane job of staying in shape. But this is what Hopkins had to say. Pacquiao probably would break my record and fight way into his 50s because he lives right. He's got good bounce in his legs. He's got good spirit. He looks energetic. He looks like he can handle anybody out there younger than him. Pacquiao is definitely in line to face the winner of Earl Spence versus Sean Porter. However, he's likely going to be fighting either a Mikey Garcia or a Danny Garcia, point blank and period. So, and you know what? He's going to be a favorite in both of those fights, right? In my opinion, I think Mikey Garcia may be the more difficult opponent, but Danny Garcia could give him a run for his money. They're both great fights, and Pacquiao's a fucking legend. All right, you ain't gonna hear me. You ain't gonna hear me criticize Pacquiao fighting Danny Garcia. No. Legendary status. He's got a title. Fucking Sean Porter fought Ugas for no goddamn reason. You know? Errol Spence says he's looking to fight the best. Where's Terrence Crawford at? Where's Terrence Crawford at, bud? Where's Terrence Crawford at? Man down. He's looking for the smoke. We know he's looking for the smoke. But it is what it is, man. Smash the like button. He can't fight. Y'all know what it is, man. For now, I'm gone. Peace.